Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goblins of all ages, welcome back to a special edition of the greatest goddamn D&D stream on this world and the next. Here, welcome to Goblins Under the Stairs. You got Carlos Garcia, FKA Soul Rocket Destroyer, currently known as the nastiest pooer of all the land, Rampoo McNasty. Oh yeah. And I'm not here alone. I got my still unnamed wrecking crew of destroyers. We got Langston Embershaw. We got Mantis Meister and his trusty companion. We got Crick. And of course, to take us on the greatest adventure of all time, the greatest goddamn DDM in the land here, it's Nate Gonzalez. Take it away here.
Thank you, Rampoo McNasty, and welcome to tonight's Thursday night shorty edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. Let's go ahead and give you guys a quick little recap and jump on into the thing and get us rolling. Last time we were together, don't go too far, Crick.
I'm trying to put him back, and he won't let me because he was in the corner.
Oh, good. Last time we were together, you guys just woken up after these vision-like dreams each one of you guys had, and you went up to speak with Runera afterwards, who showed you guys her true form, this bronze dragon form, and she gave you guys a little bit of information, first starting off with the egg, or the stone that Crick found, which actually ended up to be an egg, a dragon's egg of sorts, but not any kind that she has ever seen. She followed up and gave you guys more information about Stormwreck Isle itself and the conflict between the metallic and chromatic dragons that has lingered on there for a very, very long time, and how there's been a few tragic deaths of dragons throughout the island, and how these scars have affected the island in vast different ways. She mentioned Adron, a bronze dragon wormling who came to Dragon's Rest to seek her ways of peace and tranquility. They got into a little bit of heated argument, and he rejected her ways of peace and stomped off in a rage, and she fears that something's happened to him. Sent you guys over to this observatory on the southeast part of the island to investigate that, and upon getting there, you guys met with some of these kobolds, Mech and Min, who were being attacked by sturges. You met their sister Mila back at Dragon's Rest, and you guys talked to them a little bit, learned about Stormrender, the blue dragon wormling who is trying to harness the powers of Dragon's Rest and the death of the dragons that had happened here, essentially. Crick noticed there's this gold statuette in the center of this rotunda of a cosmic event, and it kind of shows where a comet will be passing by Toril sometime relatively soon, and it seems like that's probably when Sparkrender will be aiming to have his ritual to harness his powers. You guys did a little bit more investigating and plotting with plans. Found a journal of sorts with a little bit of information. Had some outlined quote inside of there, and then some information about some cosmic beings and a giant rock up in space that has a port. The quote inside of the journal said, "To ye four scholars, point your eyes towards the dragon's light, for it guides your descent into knowledge." And with this all, you guys decided to get together and discuss a plan of attack or stealth, perhaps, from here. So I'll let you guys pick it on up from here and decide and discuss exactly where you want to go and what you want to do.
Right. So I think, are we good with an idea of maybe Rampoo, if we can make you blue? And I start like pulling it. While I'm doing this, I'm like picking up books and I'm like stacking them in my hands. If we can make you blue, maybe you can chat with the dragon while Mantos kind of scurries around in there. And now I'm like putting the books in a circle and I'm sitting down with all these books.
I do a big grin. So that's a good idea. Crick. Now the disguise has to be good, because I'm sure this dragon won't be stupid, but on the bright side, and I grin, a nice lightning smile, our powers are very similar. So if the disguise is physically convincing, I can take the rest.
Well, I think, and at this point you see me like, I'm like ripping out the letters of the books and I'm putting them in a bowl and I'm starting to squish them down. You give me some time, and then I stick my finger in and I look it up and it's blue. And I'm like, we might be able to get there. And I don't know what if we go down this route while we're talking, in about an hour I can make painting supplies, and one of those supplies can be blue paint, and we can paint you blue.
Badass.
I like it.
All right. So I just go about it.
You already have inspiration.
Can I give my inspiration to Mantis, since he might have it, might need it while he's in there sneaking around?
Give him a D4 on
All right.
one roll.
Kinky.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you guys sit here. It seems like Crick is sitting here, kind of working on this paper and creating some sort of tinkering, magical tinkering that he's doing. While this is going on, is anyone else doing anything or discussing anything else?
Yes. So.
Oh, go on.
Okay. While I'm in there, I will be able to telepathically speak with, not everyone, but two of you guys. I definitely feel as if it's necessary to be in connection with Rampu. But who else? But now between you, Crick, and Langston, who do you think I should be in connection with?
No offense to Crick, but I think Langston is the clearer communicator of the two, to put it mildly nice. Again, no offense, Crick.
Crick is like, I'm staring at my work and I'm really into it. I don't even understand what's going on around me right now.
So it's settled.
I just give a thumbs up. I'm just like, anything that needs to be passed on, I can let him know.
So I kind of.
Crick is like that duck video where if like the duck is watching like Paw Patrol or something, wiggling his little things to Peter Griffin.
Exactly, just squishing, making ink.
So I go ahead and just take Rampu and Langston's hands, and I close my eyes, and you see my bandana kind of start to glow. Like I'm just kind of like a heartbeat, kind of like it gets bright and then kind of dims down and then gets bright. And after a few seconds, their minds just kind of like allow. They see this little like mantis-looking creature in there, me, and then I'm just like, check. Okay, is this working? Can you guys hear me? Someone say something.
That is wow.
Yeah.
All right.
We got you.
All right. So we can telepathically communicate with amongst each other. So that'll be one use of one of my psionic power, psychic whisper. Yep. 1d6. Oh, hold on. That's a d4, d6. Show me 2 hours.
Okay.
Hey, get out of there.
And as this is all going on too, once I'm set with my telepathic communication, whatever, I'm gonna go into my own head for a minute. And before, I thought that I had just taken this trip just, for the money, the adventure, and because I saw something in this group, but after everything Remora has said and seeing that she's also a bronze dragon and everything that's going on in here, I start to think maybe it's not a coincidence. And maybe there was a higher calling for me to be here that is much deeper than I thought it would be. And it's not just the money. And I don't know what that is, but I intend to find out.
right as you're sitting there with your eyes closed, you feel like a wet towel just like hit you in the face, and Crick has just basically dipped a book, like made a paintbrush out of a book and dipped it in this blue metallic paint, and he just goes whack, and hits you right in the face.
Ah!
And it's like perfectly blue, and it just kind of like melds into your skin so you can still see your scales. And I think this will do. And he just goes up and starts painting your body.
That's good work, but next time warn a person. Dragon.
You know he's not gonna do that. You know damn well he will not do that.
I can paint that area myself, Crick. Give me that.
We have to ensure coverage.
Make sure you get his instinct. I
Gets
think you missed a spot on his
underneath,
instinct.
lets it back down.
Crick, go ahead and roll a performance check for me, please. Yeah.
I'm not proficient in these, so we'll do performance. Ooh!
Oh, God.
Great. You know what? I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
There you go. Okay.
Truly inspired.
All right, beautiful.
Okay, that's better.
Anything else that you want to add to that, perhaps, or you're confident with 12?
Give him guidance for this?
No, he has.
Question good asked.
He has. an
Yeah, I
ability.
have. You know what? Yeah, we're built for success. This could be important.
15.
15.
There we go. Cool. Yeah, as you slap him once with these makeshift brush, kind of sloppily you begin, but then like a fine craftsman and architect that you are, you go precisely painting over each one of his scales delicately, making sure not to splash any on his armor or his clothing, potentially to, leave any evidence of tomfoolery here. But yeah, he's all said and done. You've got yourselves a blue dragon born in front of you currently.
That'll do, I guess.
Good work, Crick.
All right.
So, is the plan? You and Mantos go in. Mantos, get all stealthy and see if you can find the other dragon, and Langston and I stay outside and wait for the word if need be.
Pretty much. I'm gonna try to introduce myself to this blue dragon and hopefully build some rapport with it while Manto does his thing. And when he tells me I'm good, I leave. Hopefully we're in and out. No need to get anyone killed. But
I think that seems fair.
That's good with me.
Alrighty, tighty. So about an hour, maybe an hour 15 minutes has passed since you guys have been in here currently. No signs in this center rotunda spire, and no kobolds have made their way out or anything like that. You guys have been secluded for the time being.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot. And Manto, I don't know if you just want to add like bardic inspiration to you so you remember you got that D4. I can't do it.
I can do it.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah,
so I'll do
so-
plus instead.
Well, shall we?
I guess it's more of a shall they. We're kind of posting up here.
I was just thinking that. All right, Rampu, you ready, big dog?
How are we going to hear
let's
them
do
if
it.
they need our help?
I've got
I'll-
Langston.
Don't worry, Crick. I'll point to my head and be like, I got you, buddy. Don't you worry. Anything they tell will come to me, and then I'll pass it along to you.
You are so smart.
Give me more
Thank
credit
you.
than I deserve. I just look at Manto, and I'm just like, he was obviously talking to you.
I thought he was talking about you, but I did the work. Anyway, all right, Rampu. I slap him on the butt. Let's go.
Ooh, let me Let me get Rampu's other cheek, and I'll use that to cast guidance on him.
And
Split
I
the
look at
cheeks.
the last crew member who tried that ended up floating at sea. But I'll let it slide this time. Let's
What?
do it.
Don't bodies sink when they die? Rampu.
What color is Robbie, the Drake? Is he gold?
Jake.
Jake.
Yeah, he's Robbie's close.
Jake the Snake Roberts. So I'm
Oh
calling
yeah,
him Robbie.
okay, that's fair.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's fair. I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah, good stay.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Robbie Jake?
He's bronze as well. I mean, technically, it's really like I guess if he made him a fire one, he's really gold then. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
he's
yeah, I
like
wouldn't-
my companion / pet, so
Yeah.
dragon shit. He's cool.
Yeah, maybe he's like your like little slave dragon.
I will also
Because
say
blues are
so like
so much better.
as a
than
Drake
the
Warden, you
golds.
can summon your Drake once a day. You didn't technically summon him today, so if you wanted to, like, put him back and have him to summon out again whenever appropriate time, you could definitely do that.
Actually, what I will do is I'll leave him with Crick and Langston in case shit goes awry with them. I'll have some backup. I'll protect you guys. So
Rick likes that.
I'll look to Jake the Drake, and in Draconic, I'll tell him the deal, and I'll say, "Watch these ones. They're good ones."
Kind of scans
I'll
both
do
of
that,
them,
yeah.
kind of tastes the air with his tongue in both of their directions, and then looks back at Crick, and then looks over at you and says, "That one's dumb."
Yes, but he's useful.
Crick, knowing Draconic, he just mentally notes that.
Langston, also knowing Draconic, is like, well, that wasn't nice.
Manto also known Draconic.
We didn't say we're trying to be secret.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
So
Get the fuck out of here.
But not Crick listens.
Is it also possible for you to like share vision with us on them so I can like see something, or is that
Yeah.
not
yeah, I'll do that.
proper? All right, thank you.
I thought he was
This
talking
is
about
gonna
us.
be
I
lame.
was gonna say beggars can't be choosers. It's good enough that I can already talk to Langston telepathically.
What do you mean you can talk to him telepathically?
What?
He didn't say that in Crick's voice, so it was confusing. All right. So you guys cross over this energy bridge back into the center room, where you see the five dragon effigies painted surrounding the gold sculpture in the center of the room. Mechmin, the kobolds, nowhere to be seen, but you can hear over in the northwest a little bit of a fracas going on over there. The northeast, where they said the spark render was, that lift is still down at the same position that it was when you guys left the area.
Can't move my character. It might be this bridge thing.
Yeah, let me go ahead and move you and make sure that you're not locked. Can you move him now? Oh, no, you can't.
No.
There we go. Item locked.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, all you guys are locked.
Cool.
Sorry.
Okay. So
I would pull the
look-
bridge. Pull the token out of the bridge.
Ooh, good call.
Yes, I look over to where I hear the sound from, and I tell Manto, I think that's our guy.
I'm following you.
I start going that way.
I just kind of I keep like a certain distance from Rampu the entire time, just so that he kind of comes off as being alone, like if he were to see like spark render, I don't want to be seen, so I'm gonna kind of like just follow slowly behind, while doing so, just like constantly like keeping my chameleon carapace blended with the surroundings, so I can again try not to be seen or heard or.
Okay. Alright, so Rampu begins to walk across. As mentioned, you hear these skittering sounds and whispers come across from the inside of this ruined tower. You see gaps in the stone are patched over with wooden planks and threadbare cloth.
Okay. I cross the bridge.
Okay. You cross on in, and go ahead and roll stealth check, the two of you guys, as you begin to walk on in here.
$13.
19.
Okay. You guys begin to sneak on in ever so quietly. You hear some commotion going on down the stairs, and as you guys begin to get a little bit closer, you can hear what sounds like that kind of high-pitched, whiny voice of some kobolds just conversing and talking back and forth. It's hard to make out like the conversation fully from where you stand, but it seems to be what's going on down there.
As they go north, I kind of lean over to Langston and go, I thought the dragon was in that one. I point to the one in the right. Maybe I was wrong.
I think that's where he landed. There could still be something over there that might be worth exploring. We can wait and see what they want to do. I mean, if anything happens, we've got the link and can, address from there. Let's keep eyes on this one to the east here, Crick. I don't want to let anything that happens away that we can report to them.
Fair enough.
We can't hear them say that. I look over to Manto and I whisper that it's not our guy.
How do you
back
do that?
up. I hear the voices. There's more than one.
You sure
Sounds
not
like
one?
kobold dragons.
Yeah, but you're not sure. Like, you didn't. You sure this isn't the right building?
I mean, they are my kind. I feel like I would know.
Okay. All right. I'll let you go ahead again.
But it's not to say talking to them would be a bad thing. At the end of the day, I'm pretending that I want to be here. You could investigate that room.
Well, that mission is kind of moot. We're not really here to do that and mingle. We're here to talk to Sparkrender.
Oh, man, let's find Sparkrender. Let's try the other one. Enough. And I'm gonna go past towards the bridge again. And make my way to the other one.
All right. Yeah. The two of you cross on over and make your way over to this lift that ascends up about 15 feet high above you guys with a pulley system.
Can we both be on the lift with the pulley system, or does one person have to do it?
It looks like someone has to control from the ground level here.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, and I will pull you up. And keep in mind, we think that they're gonna be on a lower level, not at the top of the tower where you arrive. So keep that telepathic connection with me, and let me know what's going on, or I guess let myself and Langston know what's going on. So I start kind of, yeah, and just pulling him up.
Yep. Start cranking the lever. Kind of a little wobbly at first. Rampu, you look up afraid that one of the ropes might snap on you after seeing how precarious it moves and shakes about a little bit. He's cranking it around for about a minute, and finally you lift it all the way up to 15 feet up, and it locks into place right there. And let me go ahead and just open that. Oh, I guess you can't see over that, can you? That's right, because you have to have your height set. They have a new height setting on walls that you can do.
Ooh.
So let me go ahead and set
Sexy.
you up to 15 feet. There you go. And you can see within this room now, rays of light dance across the remains of this tower-stained glass dome, making iridescent colors shimmer across the crumbled marble walls. Gilded lines and jeweled inlays form a detailed star map spanning the dusty floor. You can see 4 alabaster statues of scholars stand around the perimeter of the room, their expressions worn with time, and each 10-foot statue is pointing or gesturing in a different direction. Curled in the northeast corner of the tower is a lithe blue dragon. You see lightning arcs around his horns and snout as he slumbers amid a scattered collection of coins and glittering jewels. You're muted.
Muted. Oh God.
Can't hear you.
No! How about
Check your audio settings.
Can you hear him in your mind?
Yeah, right?
Hello.
I heard something
There we
for a
go.
second, right?
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
There we go.
So I'm going to, in my mind, send a message to everybody that he's here. I'm going to describe everything I'm seeing in the room, including the 4 scholars. And I'm going to say the message. Remember, to ye 4 scholars, point your eyes towards the dragon's light, for it guides your descent into knowledge. This has to be it.
And from Rampu relaying that to us, can I kind of one, I pass all of this on to Crick, first of all, keep him in the loop. That way he's not just staring like, you haven't said anything for 5 minutes, what the hell's going on? So to pass that on to Crick. And the other thing with the like statues, are they like, I know it says just different directions, is it like, can you describe like north, south, east, west, like where each one is pointing, or is that kind of irrelevant?
Can I see which way they're all pointing?
You would see that currently they are all pointing inward to the center.
Okay.
Is the Dragon's Light the name of a star? Say that openly as a question.
I don't know. I know they talked about the king killing comet, I think is what it was called. I'll relay that and just be like, Crix wants to know, is the Dragon's Light the name of a star? I haven't heard of one, I only know of the comet.
I know that.
Make an investigation roll. Or I guess maybe general intelligence would make more sense for that. Actually, you can make investigation if you want, because there's the star map on the ground. If you want to look around and see if you notice, instead of like trying to just piece together in your mind if you know what that is.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
So,
That's basically what I'm trying to get at.
Nice.
You like begin to want to take a step forward. The spark renders. You see a crackle of energy radiate around from his nostrils, and you're afraid to go any further from where you stand, in fear that you might wake him up. So you don't really spot anything from where you're standing.
Would relay that to the group.
But Crick, I'll allow you to make an intelligence check on that though.
I will do that. Intelligence. Just a regular check.
Or a
yeah.
history you could do.
They're both the same, so
Okay.
that's a 6.
Yeah, and it possibly could be one, but it's not bringing any familiarity to you.
Can I talk to Rampu and just be like, do the statues look movable? Like, do they look like you can turn them at all?
Take a look.
Go and make a perception check from where you're standing. Unless you want to get closer.
Yeah, I'll do a perception check.
Okay.
21.
Nice. Yeah, as you begin to look around after hearing Langston's question, you look down at the base of each one of these statues, and you notice that there's these worn grooves at the base of each one, kind of suggesting that possibly they could turn at their bases.
That is affirmative, my friend, which makes me think that we have to turn these in a certain pattern to open a door, possibly.
They need to be facing the dragon's light.
I see him muttering. Should we maybe get closer in case something happens?
I think that's a good idea. I'll relay that to everyone. Just be like, hey, based on what things are looking like, Crick and I are gonna come a little bit closer.
And I would say, just watch out. There's others in the North Tower. I would point to where we first went to.
Okay, got it. We will be
Rampu,
vigilant.
I think you need to turn them in the direction of that glass wall that you had mentioned.
The glass wall is only on where I can see, right? Or is it just... It used to cover the whole thing, and now what's left is just what didn't break off.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly that. It's just like a stained glass dome around it. It's not exactly like, the exact wall of it. But yeah, it's on that as you look up. It's just kind of images of nature kind of scenes but what you guys see on the ground in front of you is a detailed star map.
Got it. Yeah, I have a feeling that it is something to do with the ground. Because this is, and I explained, this is a broken dome. But I
Is
do
there
feel
a
like Crick might be onto something with the star thing.
Was in the thing in the middle here, is there because I know there's planets and it's like one of those things where the planets move around, there's comet and all that stuff. Is there any stars here as well, like on the ground or anything like that, or?
No, not in here. You don't see anything like that. Just around this sculpture, you just see Toril around in the center. You see Saluna and the sun going around it, and then 7 other planets, as well as that comet with that eccentric orbit.
I would. So I'm starting to put together that Langston, and I'm guessing Langston and the dragon have come over as well.
Oh yeah.
And I go, have them explain the stars on the ground. Do you think it looks like this? And I'm kind of wondering if the stars on the ground are like a flat dimension of this kind of circle thing here.
Okay. I will prompt that to Rampu and Manto. Just be like, can you describe the stars? Is it kind of similar to what we're working with here?
Well, Manto's 3 feet in front of you, so...
Yeah, you sure. Hey, Manto! I'll just... Manto, you can chime in at any time and just, pass that on, too.
I'm going to look at the ground and see if it, in any way... I'm going to try to stealthily move over just to see if I can get a better look, too.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check as you begin to make your way further into this room.
You have guidance if you need it.
Well, I got a 23, so I'm cool.
You're good.
Ooh.
Sheesh.
Stealthy
Very,
crew
very
here.
sneaky. He takes another step forward, now standing pretty much on top of the engravings itself. You see like the gilded inlays and the jewels like begemmed inside of it. As you begin to look over it, you don't see like any planetary kind of figures or the moon or anything like that. It is just a star chart.
Okay, so I tell them that. I said, Crick, I think that your star point has to be the one.
Well, which one is the dragon star? Is there a big one?
Now that you're
On
a
the
little bit
ground?
closer now, you want to make another perception check?
Yes, I do.
Langston and Crick,
well,
can you guys send me up on this pulley?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just start
Nat
getting ready with Pulley.
20!
Shut him up.
Nat 20.
Incredible.
Very nice. You begin to look around it, and
20!
your eyes circling around the floor for a moment until you hit down to the southeast as you see a constellation notated called the Dragon of Dawn.
Yeah. Whisper in my head to the crew. Bingo.
Yeah, you see
Finally, we're
it's
looking
a
for.
massive like dragon kind of looking constellation on there.
I say, yep, I definitely get why it gets its name. Now, if I try to turn these, I'm probably gonna wake up the dragon. But I think it's still worth a shot.
Alright, well, you get the one to your west, and I will get the south one. So I take a step
And I
forward.
feel him behind me. Whoa!
Hey, buddy.
I'm just like, oh yeah, we
level of
sent up
sneakiness. I definitely underestimated the level of sneakiness. Like,
That's good.
but I agree. I'll take the west.
Okay, as you both are in here now, walking about, going up to these statues and kind of walking across the floor in here, I need you both to make another stealth check.
30-20.
Oh shit, 13.
What's the stuff?
Yeah, but
yeah,
D4 to add to it if you want.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I will add my D4 for that.
Okay.
Fuck, 14.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're level 3. I think that might be good.
As Rampu goes over to the one statue to the west, Manto down to the one to the south, you both, as quietly as you can, begin to make your way over to try to adjust these statues. Manto, underneath your foot, you hear a tiny crack as the stained glass from the dome, a little piece of it just shatters underneath the weight of your foot, and you both stand still for a moment as you see the sparks shoot out around Sparkrender's nostrils. He kind of shakes around a little bit. You see his head kind of spin in your guys' direction, and then he kind of rolls over on his back and he starts snoring.
Hey Nate, this like pulley system for this thing, like it's clear that somebody has to raise it and lower it, right?
Correct.
All right, and so while all this is going on, I'm gonna take out my rope and I also got like a hook, whatever those are called. So I'm gonna be, because like there's a door on the top, right? So like this isn't gonna wake anybody up if I try to, because there's also a roof on this. I'm gonna try to hook it somewhere over on like the stone. I'm just gonna keep trying to hook it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll dexterity, add your proficiency to that.
So add 2 to this. Oh, it's a 6.
6. hits down into the water about 30 feet down below. You see oh, God damn, I can't think what they're called. The bass from Icewind Dale.
A
Knucklehead trout, yeah.
Knucklehead trout.
Knucklehead trout jump out of the water. It's all bitey. No, but you pull the hook back up after missing the first one. It takes you about maybe a couple minutes or so. Eventually, you hook it on there. You're able to get it there.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
way
like
to go,
while
buddy.
this is while all this is going on, I'm doing that, and then I'm trying to I'm tying it off at a spot, so there's like a way for the last one to get up if in an emergency situation.
I like it.
All right, so we're prepped. Go ahead, guys.
I look at Jake and I'm just like, can you work a pulley? In Draconic, I'm like, do you know how to use a pulley?
And he's like on 4 legs and literally just like throws fire at you.
Alright.
That is the easiest yes I've ever seen.
Alright, Rampu, let's try and turn these. Come to think of it, I probably should have took the one that you're at, because you're a little stronger than me. I gotta do a full 90-degree rotation, so... Alright, let's see if I'm feeling strong enough for this. And
Like my
Just
like
do it as
needle
lightly as
arms.
possible.
Alright.
So what do we do here?
All right. As you guys begin to turn.
Constellation.
Yep. The constellation is in the southeast quadrant, as Rampu has discovered. As you guys begin to turn these, I need you guys to both make sleight of hand checks.
Hell yeah.
Right, okay.
Hold on.
Brother up. 14.
There we go. 18.
And I still have guidance, right?
Nice.
You still
So I can
have,
use a D4.
yeah, but you
think
begin to spin
Of course.
this statue,
Alright.
and as you do, very silently, it kind of skids across the alabaster stone beneath it, and you feel it lock into place as you drop it in there. You guys kind of feel for a moment as it locks into place. You maybe try to wiggle it again to see if it's easy to push again, and you notice that after you guys have turned it to the southeast corner, it seems to have like locked into place essentially there.
I go back in my head to Langston. You got 2 out of 4.
Okay, that's good news. So 2 still need to be rotated.
Only problem is that he's sleeping right next to one of them. So, Manto, I'll take that one. So if he wakes up, then he'll have a blue dragon face to face, and hopefully I can talk him down.
Yeah, hopefully
Take
this
the other one.
wormling is a little dumber than most are.
And I look at him sleeping. Yeah, he kind of looks like it, but. Cobras!
I kind of do this like so that like I'm taking like less steps. I do like one of those like really like ninja stealthy like dive and like
Oh god. Yeah,
Signing acrobatics and a stealth. No, I'm kidding. Just just stealth is fine. As you both move on over to the next statues, I need you guys both to do it.
14.
Man, Rampu getting lucky with these
24.
rolls.
Big one, man.
Yeah, buddy.
You guys step
he's
on
flat
over
rolled, too.
sneakily. Oh yeah, right. On over to each one of these statues. Learning from your past mistakes, your steps are ever so silent, and you're certain that you're not going to wake him with your steps at
My
least.
butt's tight, guys. My butt's getting tight here, guys.
I go back in my head.
I was like, quick spots getting tight. I feel a Rampu coming on myself.
Love it.
And to say in my head, we're in position. Sensing, turning.
I assume like they're Langston's relaying this stuff to me.
Oh,
So I would kind of tell Langston to, maybe go like stand on the pulley system in case we need to get you up there fast.
I will be on the standby. Just 2 thumbs up to Crick, and I'm just like, do you need anything just in case?
I go, Dragon 2. I tell the dragon to kind of point to him to get on there, just in case something happens.
Dragon 2, we're assigning favoritism to the dragons now. Come on, buddy.
You'll always be my favorite.
I appreciate you, Crick.
With
I'll,
Yep, go on.
yeah, I'll stand on the pulley system. Just wait, sorry.
No, good. I love it. With Rampu and Manto in place, do you guys proceed to turn the statues?
Turn the statue.
All right.
Oh, here comes the nat 1.
Sleight of
Here
sleight of
comes-
hand check, please.
comes.
Manto.
Ooh, 17. 18.
All right. You guys both will make eye contact with each other. Actually, you guys describe how you guys do this. You know that you succeeded on this one.
Yeah, literally, I'm staring at him right in the eyes and just like slowly turning the statue, just like, please fucking work, just shitting my pants. And when I hear the click, I feel the click, and I look over at Manto, and he's good to go. So he gives me like a little nod. I just like take a big deep breath. Okay. And I wait to see what happens.
Yeah, with the 24, after I'm doing my little spinny, like as I'm still like on the ground, I'm like, I wonder if this would have worked, and I give it a little, like right, like where it kind of would spin. I'm like, oh, a little grease action.
A little
Yeah,
hop
that
to
helped. That helped. Yeah, that helped. And it's just like a little KY jelly, just smooth like butter.
Oh god. And just
Well,
like that, it slides right into place. Whoops. Sorry. Wrong thing. There we go.
And everyone falls.
And as the last one, as Manto slides that last one into place, in the center of the room now, you see a semicircular section begins to open up, and inside of there you see a descending from that, a spiral staircase goes down into the bottom level.
And I go back in my head to Langston's. We got entry.
I am so impressed with you guys. Good work. I look at Crick and give 2 thumbs up and say they're in.
I'm just like, how does he know?
Just point to my head.
I do not understand this.
One day you too will be blessed by the light, Crick. We'll get you there. Then you can learn everything.
And then I go back to my head and said, Manto, I think that you should go in without me in case he wakes up. I don't want us to get locked in there.
Always the sneaky ones that gotta go first. Alright. Just
I'm pretty
kinda-
stealthy too, but I can go with you. But
No.
I just feel like if he wakes up, he's gonna figure out a way to close this, and then we're fucked.
I'm used
So
to
I can see
being
guard
on
on
my
him.
own. It's quite alright. And then as I'm going down, I'm just thinking in my head, "Are you lonesome tonight?"
do we both hear this in our heads?
I think so.
I just look at Crick. I'm like, Manto's got a beautiful singing voice. Holy shit!
I start doing background vocals for him. Home, home.
Amazing. Manto, as he begins to descend down these stairs, he gets the stale air is heavy with the smell of old parchment. It just floods your nostrils, and the walls are lined with shelves stuffed full of old tomes and yellowing scrolls. You see glass cases toppled over and shattered. They have strewn their contents across the stone floor. The sound of splintering wood echoes through the space, and a moment later, you see an agitated bronze dragon the size of a bear picking himself up from the wreckage of the old desk he apparently crashed into. And as you descend down, kind of pulling himself up from this, his eyes go wide and he looks at you and says, "Who are you?"
I could be asking you the same thing. And then, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, Bronze Dragon. He's here.
Switch channels.
The name's Manto.
Manto.
Great fake name, I say.
The contemplation.
Manta is the name.
I say, where's Sparkrender? Did you kill him? Is he gone? Wait, are you with him? He starts to back up a little bit. What are you doing?
I think he's sleeping. It wasn't that hard to get past him.
He looks at you. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get out of here. Let's get him.
Easy.
His voice is
what's
carrying
going on?
in this chamber.
Hey. It's just you and me. Let's
Can
bring
I
down
hear
the-
that from
You can hear it kind of echoing up a little bit for sure.
I go into Manto and say, shut him the fuck up.
Yep. Thank you, Rampu. I get like a little closer. I'm like, bring it down a couple notches, shall we? We don't want to wake up Sparkrender. Okay.
He's
What's
sleeping?
going on? Did you not listen to me 30 seconds ago? I said he was sleeping.
Oh, sorry. He points over to the shelf. I got knocked on the head a little bit ago.
Yeah. Understood.
So, I mean, what's the deal? What are you here for?
I just turned some statues, saw a spiral staircase. I figured I'd wander down here, normal stuff. And then in my head, I'm like, all right, what do you guys want me to do now?
I mean, he's needed for their ritual. If we can yoink this, then we can report to Runeera. So if you can just get him out of there, I think that would be our best go. Any opposed?
Bet. You seem like a nice dragon. We're looking for a 5th member.
5.
We can also see if there's anything else to.
He starts
disrupt
looking
the
around
ritual.
you. Where are the others?
Well, I had to get up the pulley somehow.
So, hold on. You're saying that there's you, and then there's 3 others?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
typically
what are we waiting for? We can kick his ass!
I was waiting for you.
Well, he looks at you. How tough are you?
How tough am I?
You think you can kick that little wormling's butt?
I ate a bowl of nails for breakfast
What?
without any milk.
Why would
Oh,
you
yeah,
do
that's
that?
how tough I was.
That-
Uh,
Doesn't equate to
My
toughness.
doctor.
That sounds just like dumb.
okay. Well, I don't know what you eat, nor do I care. But again, let's keep the volume down, and actually, let's just not say a word, shall we? What's your name, by the way? You asked what mine was.
Adron.
Yeah, I knew that already.
How do you
Uh,
know?
Don't worry,
Wait.
sweetheart.
He looks at you. I mean, there's not really many people that come here. You're over at Dragon's Rest, aren't you? Runeera sends you.
Enough talking. Come on. Let's go, Adron.
Hold on. Before we get moving anywhere, we're gonna kick his butt, right? I know Runeera's
It's not
probably
really-
put the whole peace thing in your mind and everything, and that's all good. But sometimes we just need to kill a motherfucker.
Can we do
Yeah.
that later?
Go into his mind. What's taking so long?
Relax. He seems like a good guy, Rampu. All right. Adron, how about this? You come with us, and then we worry about Sparkrender later, because he's not too important to me at this very moment. Go
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. It's gonna be a very high DC. He seems very gung-ho on facing the blue dragon himself.
11.
He
It's
looks
high.
looks at you. You're high. And says, "Look, I know he might not mean much to you, but me and him and our ancestors, oh, we got a rift that goes way back, and I ain't letting him out of here alive. Not after what he did to me and what he plans on doing with me."
Okay, so how about this? Me and the rest of the gang help you take out Spark Render, and then we go to Ramir. Does that sound okay with you?
You see his smile goes from ear to ear, like cartoonishly large, as he looks at you and starts nodding his head. "Now you're talking."
I kind of just like give him like a little knuckle tap. I'm like, all right, Adrian, you and me, bud, and well, obviously the rest of the gang, because I don't think just two of us could do it, but maybe. Okay. And so then I just report back to the guys, telepathic. I'm like, all right, so Adrian wants to kick his ass, and I told him that we're gonna do that before we go to Ramira. So Langston, yeah, I know. So Langston and Crick, let's that tower, shall we? Cool.
Are you
Awesome.
insane?
Uh,
Do you
Kinda-
understand what you're asking from a little fucking creature who's about to be sacrificed? Do you understand that this is not the only dragon here?
do you realize that Adrian was not willing to come with us unless we kicked his ass? So
Can he even
Tell him
fight?
he's coming, and you knock him out. We're easier to drag this fucker out of here than fighting a blue dragon ourselves.
well, we can cross that bridge when I get him up here. And so
Are-
like Adrian doesn't
Are
know
both of
any
them like the
that.
same size?
Yeah, they're both wormlings. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I thought. And so I was like, all right, Adrian, they seem to be in agreement with us kicking Sparkrender's ass. So let's go, shall we?
Fist pumps
While
into the
this is
air.
going on, I'm going to put a hunter's mark on the blue dragon.
That doesn't like alert him, right? Does that like?
No, I can do it quietly.
This worm.
Right? It is a vocal spell.
sacrificed.
You do have to, and he would. Like, I mean, a spell is cast on you. There is some sort of sensation, but if you
a
want
wet
to do that, then go ahead and you can cast a spell and do a sleight of hand check or stealth check to see if you do it without him being alerted.
All right. Well, either way, perfect. That sounds good. So, sleight of hand or stealth, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so everyone, let's ready an attack on Spark Render.
Oh, not one!
Chris and I aren't even up there
The
yet.
streak is over.
Don't you have guidance? Or did you already use it?
Right? You need 7 guidances.
That's not gonna do anything.
All right.
But I'll do. Then I do cast it on him.
Okay. All right. As Rampu is standing, almost hovering over Spark Render currently. How do
I
you
just
cast?
whisper
Yeah.
into his ear. Yeah. I go. I'm gonna be so stealthy, but I like whisper into his ear. Hunter's mark.
All right. We'll say that.
Like my tongue.
You
It
are
tickles
marked.
his ear.
Amazing. All right. Well, so as that was happening, I know Langston and Crick, you guys seemed like you were about to do something as well, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it was just relayed to Crick and like, hey, we're going up. Change of plans. It's go time with Spark Render. You in?
Yeah, I would have told the dragon Roberts to get on the thing, and I'd hustle them up.
Incredible. All right. Yep.
Yeah,
Crick
so, like I
gets
hustle
on
them
up.
up, and then like once they're up there, I would just like let go of it. I'd grab onto my rope that I kind of tied off, and I just start shimmying across.
Shimmy,
Okay.
Crick, shimmy like your life depends on it.
Crick, is it okay if I have you on the rope at the start of combat? You'll be able to get up there. at the
Whatever you
start.
guys
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, that's like 2 actions. So.
Because it's just like them getting over there, they probably have to stealth to get you even further, but we'll just not make it as convoluted. Okay, so Manto begins to climb. What's up?
There it is.
Crick left after you said that. Said, "Oh, tell us how you really feel."
Yeah, right. Manto, you begin to climb up the stairs. As you get to the top, you look over. You see Langston and Jake, the Drake, just begin to get off the platform and walk on over. As that happens, Rampu leans on over and whispers into Sparkrender's ear the phrase that he does. And as that happens, his eye goes wide for a second as sparks just start to frazzle out from around him, and he begins to try to frantically push himself back in this frightened state. You guys do not get a surprise round, unfortunately, but we are going to go ahead and go into combat now. Roll initiative, everyone, as he begins to frenzy on back. You see sparks shooting all far around him, and he looks at you guys. He says, "You pest will not stand in my way. I will claim the might of my ancestors. I swear I'll beat your asses." And he begins to back up, and lightning's charging out around him. And at the top of combat, it looks like Crick, who's climbing on up this. You hear the crackling of lightning, and his, oh my god, that is crazy. And and that proclamation.
Yeah, that streak ended hard.
Yeah, it really did. That proclamation of defiance. Crick, you are, we'll say you're halfway up it, so your climb speed is double your movement speed, so you have 10 more feet to get up. Go do your thing.
I get up all 10 feet. So how far can I move? So
You have 10 more feet,
I
then.
can do. Okay, so I just get there, just 10 feet.
No, after you get into the room, you have 10 more feet.
Okay, I have 10 more feet.
And
All right,
remember, this
so-
is a hole in the floor right here.
Yep,
where
yep,
there's
yep.
stairs.
So I am going to use my dash action, and I just get right fucking next to him.
Hell yes.
And I'm just I'm doing my fucking thing. I'm just like, I'm not hitting him, but I'm just like waving my fist in his face. I was like, yeah, electricity, yeah. And then I'm going to drink my electric resistant potion.
Hell yeah. Very smart.
Good call.
Alright, so resistance. Is that an ability I can put on here? Nope. I will though. Alright, anything else for you?
That is going to be bonus action and action, so we're good.
Cool. Langston, you are up.
Cool. Langston has fully reserved himself to this is what we're fucking doing. He threatened to kick my ass, and that's not going to fly at all. I'm just going to rip a guiding bolt at him, which is radiant.
Okay. Dex save.
Ooh, no, it's
Oh, it was guiding bolt. Sorry. Yep. I was thinking Sacred Flame.
Listen,
Go for
hey,
it.
you're right to assume it was Sacred Flame, given my history. I'm not going to hold that against you.
It is a early cleric spell for sure, and actually always cleric spell.
Hell yeah.
21 will definitely hit.
Fuck him up.
Man, Wilma was
It's like
doing like
you ain't-
30 points damage on
Yeah,
her.
yeah. It's
I'm
a
just
nice
like, you
one.
are not kicking anyone's ass. You aren't sacrificing shit. Tiamat can go to hell. And I just will do my little shocking thing. That is 15 damage to him. And
Nice.
everyone else who takes an attack will now have advantage.
I think
until my
it's
next turn.
just on the next attack. You can double check me on that, but
I think you're right. Hold on. Yep, next attack. I'm so sorry. It's just, or before the end of my turn.
no,
Sorry.
I'm sorry for being a rules lawyer. Anything else that you want to do?
That's like that's your job, dude. You're good.
Boo!
Can I do anything as like a
Numa,
bonus
Numa.
action?
It's a song of the summer.
It is. Of 2003.
Summer.
Tommy's gotten like 2
Fuck,
Snapchat
dude.
videos of me singing that song.
Every time he's on the fucking highway. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Thank you.
I think that's about it. I'll just, launch that and then just, kind of do like a shimmy in defiance. Like, yeah, go ahead. What's up with it? To kind of be like me or Crick. Who do you want?
Love it, love it, love it. All right, Manto, you are up now. You are on the stairs. I will say that you're 10 feet from the top.
I'm climbing up the stairs, and I'm like, oh, god damn it. What the hell did you do,
Actually, we'll say
Rampu?
you're 5 feet from the top, but go on. Yeah.
Cool. And I'm like, hey, John, he's awake. And
Smile's even bigger.
I'm like, all right, I start.
So
Like,
that's what you
time-
wanted.
No, I wanted a sneak attack first, but I will still do a sneak attack. Yeah, so I conjure up my my psychic blades, and then I'm like,
throwing them at him.
All right. So
And I get advantage.
you don't get advantage, but
It's an attack, though.
that does hit.
No,
Oh,
but
brother.
from Langston's thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Oh.
Yep, guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes,
Brother, you
you're
fucking
right.
whack-a-mole his ass. You come up out of that hole and you're just like, yeah.
Yep, psychic blade goes
Um,
flying across. You can roll it again though if you want to see if you crit.
Yeah. Let's see if I crit. No, I don't. But
Okay. It's a good thing you rolled that
8
17.
psychic damage plus 6 more.
Nice.
And then bonus action, we're gonna do it again.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 21.
21 hits.
And then 4 more psychic damage.
4 damage. Very nice.
And then I just kind of duck back in my hole. Like so I guess I'll be like 5 feet down.
Okay. All right. As you duck back down into your hole, Adron comes pushing on by you. Says, "Watch out, buddy!" And
Go
let's
for
see.
it.
He goes up to right here. That'll be almost all of his movement. Actually, he'll be able to go exactly that. 5 more feet. As he goes up to Spark Render, he just gives them a big grin and says, "I see you've met my friends." And he just goes and starts to do a chomp at him. But that is going to miss, unfortunately. As Spark Render just ducks underneath that and then grins back his toothy maw at him, but then is interrupted as he quickly looks over at Rampu, who seems like he's about to do something to him, probably. You're muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was having a cough attack. So, my dragon stayed up, or he's down there, right?
He's up.
Yeah. He came up with
so
me.
I call
right
him
there.
over. I just can't see his.
Yeah, he'll go 10 feet.
Oh, there he is. I call him over, and first things first, he's gonna take his action or actually his reaction to infuse my strike.
Okay.
So that's 1d6, and I'll have him take a bite on Blue Dragon.
Cool. So I think, technically the reaction happens when you hit him, but it's all good to call it right now too if you want to. That's fine. But yeah, go for the bite. Ooh, a 5 is gonna miss.
It's an 11.
11.
Oh no,
For some
11.
reason, it rolled
Sorry,
damage on its own.
sorry. 11 will miss as well though.
Okay, and now here comes the poo, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take both my short swords and basically try to stab him at the same time, but I know I have to roll separately. It's just for what's happening. Here's the first one. Ooh, nat 1.
It's like 3 in a row, dude.
Clean.
Yeah,
you got a
all
nice
yourself.
stack of rolls though to get you up to this point. So
That's true.
Nat 20, nat
Here's
20,
the
nat
second
20.
one, though.
it was very helpful.
And that's
honestly.
another nat 1. What is happening?
Wow.
Yo, dude.
Both of these just strike as a little bit of blue paint starts to spill into your eyes. Your eyes burns!
I go, God damn it!
All right. Anything else for you?
Stab like around him.
Oh my god.
That's it.
All right. The
Oh, that's awesome.
Spark Render now. He begins to try to push himself back a little bit. As he does, he gets away from Rampu ever so slightly. You can take an op attack if you'd like, Rampu.
Yes.
Surely not
The
5.
dragon taking it?
Oh,
Or the dragon already-
and the Drake can as well.
The dragon.
The dragon can't, but the Drake can.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
8.
8 will miss.
Not a 1. Let's see what you do, Jakey boy. The bite, and it's probably gonna roll the damage on its own for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh, here, I can-
built into the D&D Beyond thing, but it actually you can right click
13.
on the token and roll from there.
Yeah, just click the.
13 is gonna
Plus
miss as goes and
damn.
tries to bite into him, but he's just too quick as he skitters away. You see the electricity writhing through his nostrils and his mouth as his eyes go wide with this flaring sky blue energy. He opens up his mouth, and as he does this, he says to you guys, says, "Get out of here before I tire of this game and end you all." And as he says all, his mouth just stays open and this blast of lightning shoots out at Crick and Manto. I need you both
I'm
to...
5 feet down.
Oh, that's right. You are 5 feet down. I wouldn't position myself right there instead. So instead, what I'll do, I mean, you guys both miss your op attacks, so that's fine. But
Do I get an op attack?
yeah,
then?
you will now. That's what I was about to say.
All right, cool.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll that with my. It wouldn't. Yeah, I'm gonna stab him. I'm not gonna stab him.
Nope. All right. As this lightning shoots out a straight beam of energy to Jake, Crick, and Adron, I need you guys to make dex saves for me, please.
Whoops.
Holy shit.
Solid 8.
Come on, Adron.
11 for Jake.
11. Okay. Just a beam of lightning shoots out across. It crackles through your Jake's body, and you can see this like spectralness now. He, all intents and purposes, as you guys see him normally.
It should be a 13. I'm sorry, my saving throw is +3, and my dex is +1. I just clicked the wrong one.
Okay.
So
Good to know then. Crackles through his form, and as I'm saying, his form always seems like a solid form, but for the first time, you guys actually see it's like really like a spectral kind of form, like almost like ghastly apparition. As the lightning crackles through him, you see it riding through his body, and it shoots across and hits Crick as well. It's going to do 14 points of damage to Jake, and 29 points of damage to Crick. Lightning damage.
You have
that
your
is.
You have your lightning resistance.
Oh, that's right.
resistance. So what's half of that?
14.
14.
Good
I'll
call.
Take that to the bank.
No, I gave it to a good cause.
That's right. He stays there. And actually, he's going to flap his wings up and just hover above you guys about 20 feet. Langston, that would give you an opportunity to attack as well if you'd like.
Sure. Why the hell not?
And do
Yeah,
I
don't
get
you worry,
another
that's
attack now?
No, it was just the one. You only get one reaction turn. Yeah, that one, that'll miss.
Oh yeah.
Good
Jeez,
times.
what's happening?
I swing like 10 seconds after he's taken off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
The flash of lightning kind of distracted you for a moment. And that brings us to Crick.
Ooh.
Crick, as you are starting your turn, you guys hear the commotion of some of the kobolds in the center rotunda begin to make their way over there.
Remind me what that pulley system looked like. Was it like
It's
one
like-
rope holding it up?
Like on top of the lift, essentially. It's
Yeah.
It's like a rope on each corner of the like a board, essentially.
Yeah, so it's a board,
You just cut a
four
rope
ropes
wouldn't
that
get-
like go up to the top, and then there's like a pulley on there.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to so that would be, so I'd have to jump over that. So how does jumping work if I need to jump 5 feet?
You can jump 5 feet.
Okay. So 10, 20. I can't see outside. Can I see outside now? I don't know if doors
Yeah,
are
can you
open or
not
locked
right
or-
now? Yeah, I guess maybe because of the wall height thing. Let me go ahead and just clear that area out. Erase area.
All right, so the kobolds are coming out, and
Don't
in
see
front
them
of
in
me,
there yet, but yeah, they are.
yeah, but I'm hearing them. So what I want to do, and tell me if this makes sense. Like, it's kind of a rickety bridge thing. So, do I think like a thunder wave could just shatter the main beam and just make the whole thing fall to the ground, so they can't come in here?
Let me check Thunderwave again. It says something
Because I
about
think it.
organic or inorganic material, something.
Yeah. I thought there was. Oh, I don't
It's
see it anymore.
unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed back 10 feet. Creates a 300-foot thunderous roar.
Well, I guess it's secured on something, right? It's
Yeah.
secured on the top bit. Okay. So I will go over here instead, and it's just a rope, right?
Mhm.
It's just a 4 tethered rope.
Yep.
I am going to cast Magic Missile on the ropes. I can, right? So I can do 3 Magic Missiles, so I can hit 3 ropes, so the thing is just dangling by 1 rope,
Okay, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They all insta hit.
Yep.
I can roll damage if need be. And then I'm gonna run back up here. I'm gonna be under the dragon, and I'm just gonna, again, just like, I'm not taking actions, but I'm just gonna like be like shaking my fist at it as everybody notices me. Like everybody gets this other like big just wind hit them as I hit another defense matrix.
Nice. Cool. So, force field protects around you after you run on up. And what does your magic missiles look like? Do you have like a gauntlet or something, or like, what's that?
Is there a name for it?
How's it come out?
So Jason just pops out of my shoulders, and it's actually like the little nanobites that went into Langston's mouth. They
Fantastic.
actually just like shoot out on my shoulders, and like you don't actually see them like explode. They land on it and they just chew through it.
Hell yeah. With force, of course.
Yes, very forcefully. They like hit it with their teeth.
Boom. Yeah. You watch as each one of these hits into 3 different parts of the rope. Dangles now off of one. You see the board just kind of swinging back and forth, like a pendulum going back and forth, swinging between each one of these towers now, seemingly rendering it useless. And anything else that you want to do, Crick, after protecting yourself?
That's bonus action, and then I'm just sitting there just shaking my fist at this thing.
Another solid turn. Langston, you were up,
All right.
and then Manto.
I see that Crick took care of that and is shaking his fist. I'll like follow in unison with him and be like, absolutely fuck this guy. And as I do, I'm just like building up energy in my hand. I'll just launch another guiding bolt at this thing because I can't reach him any other way.
Let's go for it.
So let's see what this does for Tommy. That pain was on a 19, then it hit the corner. God damn it.
Gotta love those digital physics. Unfortunately, as you shoots wide, he swings around, flapping his wings, his attention directing to you now as he grimaces. As that goes and misses him.
And then I will just kind of ready a warding flare for when he comes at me, because I'm just like, that's gonna get his eyes on me. Okay. And I'll just kind of like hold the shield and like get ready to like just kind of flashbang him.
Love it. Okay. You want to move at all, or you're good there?
I will kind of move like by this. Is that like even a good place to move? I'll kind of chill and move south a little bit by the statue. Why not? Still kind of close to the door, just in case something happens. I want to be able to kind of act.
Cool. Love it. Manto, you were up.
I climb a couple stairs and poke my head up, and I'm like, yeah. And I throw another psychic blade.
Go for it.
Holy fuck! You're still down there.
It's like when a
16.
16's gonna miss.
Fuck.
I was gonna say it's like when a silverfish or crawls out of the darkness. Here comes Manto, just coming on up. But yeah.
If I did cunning action hide, would that give me sneak attack for the next hit?
Yes, but you could have done that before. You're taking your attack action on this turn. But yes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But yeah, you could still
Alright.
do that if you want to, or you can attack bonus action and figure that out next turn, hiding.
Nah, I'm gonna do cunning action hide. I go back like 5 feet. I'm like, oh fuck.
Okay. Go ahead and
I'm just like another whack-a-mole kind of, just like Diglett.
roll
Also,
stealth,
whack-a-mole style.
add your proficiency bonus, and
what am I rolling again? I'm
stealth
sorry.
with your proficiency bonus. And that'll bring us to Adron after that.
Oh yeah, don't even need the
Jesus
proficiency bonus, but that's a 28.
All right. Adron begins to flap his wings as well. You see the both of them at the same height, 20 feet up, flapping their wings there, hovering. And Adron just kind of tucks his wings back and begins to go as fast as he can towards Spark Render and tries to bite him. Oops. Sorry, a 23 will hit as he goes.
Yeah.
Yay!
He's 20 feet in the air. Let me move Jake
Adrian.
below, move to bottom, and that will be max damage. 13 points of piercing damage
Make him look like a Kentucky Fried Idiot.
as he grabs onto his neck, and they start spinning around, doing like a aerial kind of dance in the air right now as Adron is grabbed onto him. They let go, and they're still just flapping there, and in this locked-in, intense battle right now. Rampu, you are up as you see this happen. What do you do?
So he's still 20 feet up in the air away from me, right?
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to pull out the old bow and arrow,
Just gonna go put him here.
my longbow, I mean, and I'm going to try to take a shot at him
Hell yeah.
in between the spots. And if it hits, it'll be infused by my
Love it.
Drake. Okay. Come on, baby boy. 15. I'll use my guidance.
D4.
The D4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I think guidance only lasts a minute, but that's fine. Go roll
Ah.
for it.
How's it? I don't know.
I
that
think
was-
It's like 10 minutes,
Double
right?
check for me, but yeah,
Come on,
it's something.
baby.
It's something.
It
Yeah.
is definitely a minute. That's
17.
my bad.
I'll get 17. Just hits.
Okay, so it's this.
Oh, you got 100 mark on that bad boy too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
So 7.
Plus a D6 from the Drake and a D6 from the Hunter's Mark.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, your video is frozen. You sound fine, but your video is frozen. Ooh, solid
4 damage
4. Alright.
So 11 total.
Nice. How's that look when Jake infuses your arrow with that fire?
Oh wow, I'm frozen. Like a moron. Look, I can see it.
No one's even
What am I looking
screenshotted it yet.
So basically, I have my bow and arrow all set up, and then I'll quickly go down, point it downward at Jake, and he'll do a quick, and they'll
Bestiality.
send a little spark of fire, which will catch the arrow, and then I'll shoot the flaming arrow over at him.
Hell yeah, Jake gives it that little hawk to her, and creates the fire. Connects into Spark Render, and you see pierces in between two of his scales, and he cries out with anguish with that. As he looks down at you, Rampu, after that you hit that, he sees the blue just sweating, dripping down off of you, and your bronze scale shimmering underneath. He says, "Chromatic dragons are the rightful rulers of this world. Bow down to the children of Tiamat, or else."
I say, "That's right, I'm the ruler of this world, so you bow down to me, and I'll let you live."
Do you have a bonus action that you want to do?
No, and I can't really hit him with a Drake, kind of. Nah, so yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, that brings us to Spark Render then. You see the lightning starts to rattle around inside his nostrils, and it comes full sparking once again now. And he flies on over out of Adron's reach, so Adron takes a opportunity attack. hits him.
Bite his ass.
Hell yeah.
8 points of damage. And as he flies on over, he takes a bite out of his tail. It almost pulls him back, but he stays flying forward. He quickly turns around, sees the little guy down the bottom who's creating also. Oh, you guys can't see him right now, can you? For whatever reason.
I disappeared.
He's on this wall right here above you, Crick, to your northwest. But yeah, you see his mouth just go agape as lightning crackles out from him, hitting downwards because he's 20 feet up to Crick and to Manto.
So how does that work with me hiding?
Well, you were hiding. It's not like. I guess you'll get advantage on your dex. We'll say. I don't think that's how it technically should be, but we'll just go ahead and do that.
Hopefully I don't need it.
13.
Okay.
You said dex save?
Yes, please.
14
Okay.
or 16. I think they both save anyways.
Oh, it's much smaller. Man, what did I roll in that first one? I must have had a heavy roll.
29.
Yeah.
29.
You're not swinging.
This one, Crick and Manto, you guys know what to expect from this dragon now. You saw it once before. You're anticipating it now as he shoots down this lightning strike. You guys both dodge out of the way quickly. Crick, you dodge one way. Manto, you go underneath like the ledge of the stairs, and it cracks into the stairs. You guys both take 7 points of lightning damage. Crick, actually, you only take 3 because of your resistance potion.
Nice.
And he flies on over to this side of the room now. And that's going to be his turn. With Crick up first, before he starts his turn, let's get them over here. You hear commotion.
Oh yeah, I also would have shut the door when I was over there. I don't know.
So there's not a door actually. I had a door on there, but it was just because of the height thing. I was trying to make sure you guys couldn't see above it.
I almost said close the door on my turn. There's not a door.
But you guys see, or Crick and Langston, at least you guys would hear, maybe Langston you would see now, a couple of the kobolds running on over into the central rotunda. They look over, clearly confused and befuddled why the lift is the way it is, and they, and this is as far as they could make it on this turn, but they seem like they can't make it up this lift currently. The one with wings, though, begins to flutter them up a little bit, and we'll see what happens with that. But Crick, you're up.
Alright, so Crick. So I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I just like run around everybody and just run right back up to the dragon. Start shaking my fist at him again, and then I was like, swing at the air. It's like, ah! And I hit some, I just kind of like pound my shoulders. Jason shoots out again, and that's going to be magic missiles just kind of pounding this guy right now.
Nice. Go ahead and roll
3d4. 3, right? Yeah, so 1. So 4.
Keep pounding this guy.
5. And 4. So I just
total.
pound them straight up.
All these like homing missiles shooting out of Crick, flying up and smacking into this dragon. He tries to dodge out of the way, but they seem to like trail him and smack into him regardless, exploding on impact. Anything else for you?
Just shaking my thunder fist. They're sparking and.
I love it. Langston, you are up.
Let me see one thing. What does this spell do? Okay, we'll reserve that.
Spell.
I think for now, I'm kind of keeping my attention on like this little entryway here for the one with wings. Is the one with wings just kind of started to fly up, right? He hasn't like made like forward progress towards this like area yet. He's just kind of chilling.
Correct.
Okay, hold on. Just 10 feet. Okay, so he's 25 feet away. You know what? Since he's 25 feet away, this would affect him. If I channel divinity, that would still hit him, right? Because it's 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna leave it up to chance. I'm just gonna like, you'll see me like hold my scarf. My eyes will like hollow out and turn like bright white. And then I'll channel divinity for Radiance of the Dawn. Both Storm Render or Spark Render, excuse me, and the kobold that's like starting to like fly up will have to do a DC 12 con save.
Okay. It's anyone within 30 feet, right?
Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet.
So
that
we'll go ahead and this blue kobold then too, as well.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
I'm sorry. So it's a con save for this. I can't remember.
Yes, DC 12.
Okay, DC 12, and go ahead and roll the damage for it.
All right. Well, that's disheartening.
14 damage. Okay. We get fails on both of the kobolds and a success on Spark Render.
Okay.
So
he'll take 7. Kobold's got the full 14.
Yeah,
and
go
then
ahead.
as a
First off, describe your Radiance at Dawn and how these kobolds pop like pimples underneath of it.
Oh my god! I just full on like I hear the beating of wings, and I'm just like absolutely the fuck not, and I'll start to slowly shake my fist like Crick was, and then it fully speeds up, and I start like fist pumping insanely too hard as my eyes turn and change colors to bright white, and then it's just like a burst of radiance, and you just hear a little outside, and I'm like, got him.
Yep, you hear like squelching and crying out, and then just like a popping sound. And yeah, you look on over, and sprayed across the floor, and there are the remains of 2 kobolds. Another one's eyes go wide as he looks down at them. Go on, Langston.
I'm just like, holy shit! I'll like look at the scarf, and I'm like, yeah, hey, this does something good. I'll like put it around my neck and start shimmying again like I did before, and then I'll as a bonus action, do a first level healing word for Crick.
Cool.
All right, and so you get 4. Sorry, buddy.
Solid. Hey, man, I'm getting there. I'm almost max health.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. That was it. That was my action. That was my bonus action. That's all I got. Let me get rid of my divinity.
Solid
there we go.
turn.
Okay.
Manta, you were up.
Thank you.
I run back up the 5 feet of the stairs. I'm like, oh, you fucking rat! Yeah. Like blade.
Go for it.
Ah, fuck you. And I'm like, all right.
Vanishes before it reaches him.
Bonus action. It's like, all right, left hand, and you see it's like, you throw it like with your left hand, like, ah.
Left hand 1 or 2?
16.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, you need one more.
Uh,
I hit him with a 17.
No.
16's gonna miss. All right.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, god damn it. And then I run the full, however many feet it is down the stairs. Was it 20?
Yeah. No, it's maybe about 20 feet exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that's my turn.
All right. As you run back down the stairs, as I described when you first went in there and whatnot, you see that there's like shit strewn across all around the floor in here. What looked like it once was a library. There's a bunch of stuff strewn across the floor. You're in a little bit of a frantic position right now to really make out anything, but that is it for you. Adron is up now. Still flying in the air. He goes and meets a Spark Renderer in his position, lunging at him with a bite attack. A 22 will hit.
Damn.
Buddy.
He does 11 points of damage, and as he
bites
into Spark Renderer's neck now with this one, you can see the electrical energy that was once very prevalent around Spark Renderer starting to really dull down and die out a little bit now. And he cries out, "I swear by Eldenmere, the raging storm, and the 5 heads of Tiamat, you will pay for this insult!" And you see blood just trickling down his scales, and he is looking very weak. Rampu, you are up.
And I went my longbow at him, which If it hits, my Drake will infuse, and I'll take a shot. Yes, 19 is up to 23,
That hits.
and I just go, yeah, shut up, and I shoot.
All right, 23 hits. Go ahead and roll your 3d6, or I guess a d8 plus 2d6. Yeah.
That's that. Plus, I'm gonna roll them separately because I feel like they roll better. Yeah, that's 1.
I feel like they roll better.
That's 2. So 13 damage.
13 damage. As Adron, teeth clenched and locked into his neck, pulling him back, Sparkling crying out his final pleas of dominance, or what he would hope would be his dominance. Rampu says enough of this, and how do you finish him?
Yeah. So I literally say, yeah, shut up, and I let one rip, and literally, before I do, I obviously put it down. Drake gives the old Hawk 2. I let it rip, and it literally, the arrow just goes right through our buddy. So our dragon that's helping us literally misses him, and then goes right through the blue dragon's neck, and he's just like, and the fire not only opens his throat, but it actually cauterizes it shut again. So the arrow is just stuck in there, right in the middle of his neck. And he just like, and crashes down to the ground.
A heavy impact shakes the whole room in here. A little bit of glass shatters off of the stained glass and tumbles onto the ground with the weight of the impact. Adron pouncing on top of him, still on his neck, looks up as his bronze scales is dripping down with a crimson blood now, and just cries out to the sky, "Who's the master now, bitch?" And digs back into him once more, and then looks over at you guys. As the fight has settled down, Langston, you look out the door as the one kobold drops his sling and starts to book it out the tower now, and just runs away from where he once was standing. And you guys are left here in this observatory tower with Spark rendered useless and dead.
I would be just down in the bottom, like, of the tower, just like sifting through like what Adron would have been like looking for, just like, they can continue the fight. I'm not too helpful right now. I imagine they're just still fighting, and I'm just like looking at, all right, what's Adron looking for here?
Hilarious. Go ahead and roll an investigation check as you run down here, and everyone's kind of talking, or I guess finishing up the battle.
Well,
I mean, the thing is, we're all still cyclically connected, so
Yeah.
when he's doing that, we can hear him and know that he's doing it.
yeah, because I'm
I
not.
just look at each other and we're just
There
like,
we go.
That's hilarious. Most of the contents, as you look through here, they seem too weathered to read or to really sift through at all. But as you really begin to search through and lift things about and push things around, you find a couple of things that seem of maybe use to you all. First thing is you find this beautiful worked battle axe with these twirling dragons around the handle of it that go up the handle, kind of like in this dance, up towards the blade. You notice there's also a tube inside of a little encasing with a wrapped up scroll inside of there. And yeah, that's really all that you find in here after pushing everything about.
Cool. I'm like, with like the connection I still have with Langston and Rampu, I'm like, ooh, hey, guys, I found something that's, Rampu, here's an axe down here that might entice you. It's got some dragons on it. I know you're into that sort of thing. And Langston, for you and or Crick, a two with a potential spell scroll inside.
You had me at Langston.
My pleasure.
Coming down.
I just kind of go up the stairs empty-handed, like, yeah, it's just down at the bottom.
Oh, you're sick for that. Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
Well,
Appreciate the heads up.
I did the free work.
Of course, with Sparkrender no longer defending his fledgling horde anymore, you see that there's large piles of coins in the room that you guys just fought in as well.
Yeah, buddy. Split that loot, boys.
Crit goes to the largest
It's
pile.
good to be a pirate sometimes.
To the largest pile, eh?
Does Chris just like get absorbed into it, and we just like
And by the
lose
way-
him in the pile of coins?
Is the battle axe just a regular battle axe, Nate?
It is a +1 battle axe.
Ooh, nah, that's pretty badass. I shall take it for sure. Now, if it's versatile, does that mean that I can use it in two-handed,
Yeah.
two-weapon combat?
Cool,
Cool, excellent.
No, sorry, not for 2-weapon combat. 2-weapon combat needs to be a light weapon, I believe. Versatile means that you can swing it one-handed or two-handed. And the two-handed does more damage. Let me just double-check with bonus action what the 2-weapon fighting says. It's a light melee weapon that you're holding one hand, or a weapon has the thrown property.
Got it. So, in that case, I'm better off with what I have right now at the moment, boys. So, if anybody wants to battle axe, I got more damage with these, and I flash my two swords. That weapon is pretty sweet.
Whoa, easy there, partner. Meant to be, open carrying like that. How you doing? I'll hold on to the battle axe for now, I suppose. And
We can always
And,
sell it. And get some wood for
exactly,
it.
I don't really have a use for it.
Is it a one-handed or a two-handed weapon?
It's either or.
Versatile.
Yep.
Whatever
It's
you want.
either or.
hmm
And
Could
I show him.
Langston
I
look
show
at
him.
the axe?
I'm like, shh.
Yeah,
This
with
dude was pretty badass.
Check it out, Langston.
with one hand it's a D8. Two-handed it's a
It's a
D10.
Okay, I mean, so I could use this in conjunction with a shield, right?
Yeah, with one-handed, absolutely.
I would look at Crick and just be like, do you think you would have use for this? I know you can punch and make lightning. I don't want to take this away from you if you would want it.
Take the goddamn
wouldn't-
axe.
You wouldn't want
I
to
don't
steal his
think I'm
thunder?
strong enough for that.
That axe is literally taller than Craig. And I look at it.
Well, I'm gonna be courteous to the guy. Oh, and then he just vanished into a pile of coins. Okay, you know what? Yep, I'm taking this. There he goes.
He just,
Anyways, let's
he just
count up
walks
the
into it
stones.
because it's taller than him. So he just walks into it
He
and
just
gets in
fucking
the middle,
Scrooge
and then you
McDuck
just
in
see
a
his
dragon
like
form.
hands shoot up, and he's just wiggling his fingers on top of the pile.
Alright, so Adrian,
Yeah, so,
your
Adrian,
job's done?
I'd say we're normally not like this,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's meant
you
to be
go.
honest. We always are like this.
Yep, Adrian. So, we did what you wanted. Now you do what we want.
Kind of looks
Alright.
at you a little nervous.
Yeah, why'd you make it weird?
It's only weird if you make it weird.
I mean, I'm just saying you chose a particular way to say Adrian. Am I right? I think you got the same vibes I did.
I'm not into wormlings. That seems more your speed. I'm
I
into
would wonder
other
if-
Thrycreen.
I would wonder if Adron, did you have any idea what they planned on doing with you? With that thing out there?
So,
As I'm just putting the gold into a satchel.
I don't know. He told me, he kept on mentioning how he needed me to be able to harness the energy of the dragon spirits, and he's gonna, I don't know, he's gonna bind the energy of all the dragon spirits to me, and then kill me, and then siphon the energy. I don't know. It really didn't make sense to me.
Can I roll an insight check on him to see if he's holding out on us?
Yeah, roll insight for sure.
And I do believe him. So, but I do say, us dragons are very powerful essences, and as you know, you can do certain things that are just amazing. Like on certain occasions, I can absorb people's energies and use it back at them, and now it's quite painful, but it's not to say that if channeled right, it can't be extremely destructive.
I can do a backflip.
Kind of looks
It's
at
also pretty.
Manto and looks back over at Rampu. It says, "You're right. Us dragons, most ancient kinds of beings on this planet, and
Thank you, Jesus.
with that harnesses this ancient magic that comes harnessed, innately with us. Not to say that, we're all just walking around busting out magic here and there, but the fact that you and I, we can just spit out lightning. That's something."
Badass.
He looks at them. "I don't see you being able to spit out lightning."
Suckers, and I give him like the pound.
And you just see Crick's entire armor just boiling with lightning.
Except for that one over there.
He's not paying any attention to you, but he's doing his thing.
So that ain't natural though.
Yeah, no, that's trick for you.
All those PEDs.
We're just like, I'm just shaking my head like, nope, no, it is not.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
But as you guys, Scrooge McDuck through the coins and everything, collect everything that you can find in this room. You collect 4,500 copper pieces, 2,200 silver pieces, and 160 gold pieces.
How much total gold is that?
40 apiece.
You tell me. No, for the gold at least, yeah, but
10,000
copper and
gold.
silver, no.
Oh God, you're gonna make me do conversion.
4,500 copper, 2,200 silver. You guys gotta go find a bank. Gonna get weighed down.
I'm in a bag of holding.
You also find a bunch of gems in here. There's like 5.
And, you said 2,200 copper?
All right, hold on a second. So it's 4,500 copper.
Correct.
So that's 11.25 a person.
Okay.
Yeah,
so go ahead and do that real quick.
45 cop.
11.25 a person. So add that. How much silver?
2,200.
2,200.
2,200 divided by 4. So that's 550 silver. How much gold?
160, 40 each.
All right, 40 each.
What's silver? You said 550,
Yes.
550 each.
and then copper was 1,100.
11.25.
11.25.
And then we got gems. What's up? With
Yeah.
the gems?
You find like 10 different gems in here. 5, like including these 10 gems are 5 blue quartz, 5 blue jaspers. You also find a waterproof leather case. It holds a blue silk fan painted with powdered blue gems. You also find a few ordinary items that Spark Render may be enjoyed, including a crude flute. As you pick it up and play it, it sounds like a old dragon song. You see an hourglass filled with sparkling sand, and I need someone to roll me a D100.
Oh hell.
High rolls and low rolls. I can do it, but it's a gamble.
Who's feeling frisky?
Me.
Just fucking roll.
All right.
D100.
29.
29.
Oh, fuck.
I just saw something funnier than 28.
29.
29.
All right. What you find in here is a potion of clairvoyance. You see, it's has an eyeball kind of floating inside this yellow liquid.
Yep. Familiar.
Yep.
All right.
Not that
As we're
yellow
going
liquid.
through all this stuff, can I I kind of pull out Richard and I tune him up and I make him look good and ritually cast detect magic and see if any of those items have magic coming off them besides the potion, of course.
Yeah, just scan through everything. None of the gold or gems seems to have anything. The fan, the flute, none of that is magical. Hourglass, nope. Only thing that really rings off is the spell scroll and the battle axe.
Okay.
Can I inspect the spell scroll to see, like,
Absolutely.
realize it's in a tube? I realized we didn't really look at that.
Yep. Yeah, you unravel it and see that it lays out how to perform the spell Hold Person.
Sick.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah. And then we also got a scroll of command from the ship, right? Does anyone remember that? Am I making that up?
You're not
was-
making that up. I gave that to you or Crick.
Yes.
I think you
Okay.
got it.
Okay. I'm gonna just throw that in here too, just because.
And you're holding onto the battle axe, right, Tom?
Yeah, yes, sir. As long
Langston?
as that's cool with
You
everybody.
guys keep going. I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
I have a thorn stuck in my big toe.
Yeah, I grab. That's disgusting. I grabbed the gems if somebody just wants to add the other items to their inventory, because then we can just.
So it was
sell all.
11.25 copper and 5.50 silver, and then shit, I already.
I already
Oh, it was
forgot what
40 gold a person. It was
40. Yep,
yes,
yep,
sir.
yep, yep.
There's
40,
the
5.50, 11.25.
if you since we have a second, I can check the like conversion of stuff and like convert it all to gold.
Technically,
Well,
we have to go to a bank.
Yeah, we had to go to the bank, unfortunately.
Oh, seriously? Ah.
Nate's
yeah,
being
but-
a douche.
Yeah,
I
if you
thought
can
that
hear
was a
that,
joke.
Nate.
I thought he
No.
was kidding.
I also thought that too, and I'm like, oh no. He said it twice. He goes,
He's-
oh, he's serious.
He's cereal.
The nice thing
Oh.
is, it's really that it doesn't. I mean, you're
We'll go to
Super
town.
cereal.
Super cereal, guys.
it
Our
doesn't
next D&D characters, Man, Bear, Pig.
it doesn't
Right.
adjust our carrying weight, which is nice. At least I don't
Yeah,
think it does.
I turned money weight off because fuck that.
That's cool.
All right, so I guess we just got to go back to Runera.
I mean, we would be fine. It's like it added like 40 pounds of weight,
Oh, that's fine.
so it's not too bad.
Anyways, yeah,
No.
we'll go back to Renera. And note, now that we know Renera is a dragonborn as well, she's also my kind of dragon. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude.
Yeah, she is, man.
Except I heard someone may have mentioned that Renera's into Thrycreans, but that's just me.
well, you know.
I give
See.
Manto and Rampu fucking butt pats. I'm like, get in there, boys. Best man win.
I mean, I tried anything twice. Never had a dragonborn.
Whoa.
Crick just goes, women, am I right?
You get it, Crick. There's hope for you yet, buddy.
Now you got Richard.
Oh God.
He pulls out Richard.
Fucking hawk tail on that thing.
Yeah, Langston knows what he's talking about.
I'm just the shakiest thumbs up you've ever seen.
Someone should totally trademark that phrase.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think she did, man. She's starting to come out with merch.
Yep. Yeah.
He's already
She's
an
doing her
NFT.
job, so she's gonna be rich.
I gotta be faster with that sort of thing.
Get
You
your
do.
paper, man.
That's how I can retire.
Alright.
Get your bag, King.
With Adron rescued off of a Sparkrender's grasp, a Sparkrender's ritual, unable to come to fruition with his death, and you guys clearing out this observatory in the southeast part of the island.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Did anybody actually search the blue dragon? If not, I will.
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
doesn't
search.
I don't
doesn't
think I
really
did.
seem like anything to really find on
You're-
him.
you're-
Everything was kind of spread
Yeah.
around in the room here.
Does he have any pockets?
There is a brown one. You can go
No, thank you.
searching through that if you'd like.
No.
Oh. Wow, I found the watch.
Yeah.
I saved this watch.
That was from the last guy that looked in that pocket.
And that's how you got the name Motherfucker Jones.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
Walken, is that you? I have
Hello.
this watch in my ass.
Hilarious.
All right.
All right. With this all taken care of here, Adron would say to you guys, look, Runera and I, we kind of got in a little bit of a tiff back then, but I guess she sent you guys to come looking out for me and bring me back. I guess she's really something special, and I guess I'll come back with you and make amends with her.
She was really worried about you. So,
Especially
glad to
since
hear
you
that.
know, we kind of killed Sparkrender. I feel like it's the least that you could do at this point.
So, what's your relationship with Renara?
I mean, she's an amazing teacher. Unfortunately, I don't know. I get a little hot-headed sometimes, and sometimes it's like they say that the road is peace and the way is, I don't know. The phrases get all confusing to me, but to me, it's just like sometimes you just gotta kick a motherfucker's ass, and sometimes peace just doesn't work always, and that's okay. Runera sometimes she's harboring over the fact that this island, there's been so many deaths with dragons, chromatic, metallic, the fight between them, and she doesn't want any more death or scars to harm this place. So I can understand that, but yeah, I'll make my peace with her, and hopefully, I think she's one to be understanding.
You know, brother, I have to say, I agree. Sometimes there's no more room for talking. It's time to do the walking.
That's right.
I think she'll understand. But she is going to give you a scolding. You know, dragon women are.
Yeah. Boy, do I. No, I don't. I'm like 5. Tell me more.
Oh, she's going to kick your ass a little bit. But, you know,
well,
it'll be awful.
darn. She's gonna.
Not sexy at all.
No,
She
not
might be
at
into
all.
it, Adron.
All right, well, I mean, what are we waiting for? Let's get back.
Let's do it.
We are going to need you to fly us over because we do not have the pulley system to get back.
Yeah, right. All right, well, one at a time then. Looks over at.
I don't have wings yet, but soon. Those are pretty sweet. I'm just saying.
Kind of looks over at you. I'll take you first. Bites down onto the back of your collar. Actually, no, he's too small for that. Never mind. Kind of bends on down. And is like, hop on up.
And when I get up there, I like go back to like myself. Vision unlocked. It's like me being like a little baby Rampu. They used to call me Poopy, and I was on top of this giant dragon flying, and it's like the never-ending story again. Like,
Amazing.
that's my dream is to like one day fly with the dragons.
Hell yeah.
That moment right there.
Love that.
Then I'm like so happy.
Love it.
Even though he's struggling to fly me down, it's like totally different. But you know.
After Rampu gets flown down, I just turn to Langston Cricket and I'm like, so are we on the same page? We're now gonna call him Poopy from here on out.
Was the channel still going where we heard you think of being called Poopy?
Probably, actually.
I'm just like,
I think you probably all saw that.
I'm just like, this is between us. I say out loud, I'm like, this is between us. But absolutely.
Hilarious.
That's great.
Adron comes back one by one to pick the rest of you guys up and fly you back over to the other side here. And as you guys, before you guys all leave, was there anything else that anyone wanted to do here, or good to go?
Can we take the key back from the observatory that created the one bridge?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call.
And
We
I
just
would-
wanna make sure.
I
Yep.
would like draw a picture of the thing in the middle because I think we need to talk to Runera about this.
Absolutely. All right. With all that taken care of, then the sun is beginning to set, so you guys make your journey back to Dragon's Rest. It takes you about an hour and a half to get back there, and with Adron with you all, no beast or animals seem to want to make their presence known around you all. And About an hour half goes by, and yeah, you guys make your way back to Dragon's Rest, safe and sound. All of the kobolds and the humans here, they are, as you guys normally come back at the night, they are settling in, making their dinners and stew, and just getting settled up for the night. Everyone's very excited to see you guys, and as you walk in with Adron in tow, some of the kobolds come out of their homes and say, "Whoa, whoa, look! Adron's back! Adron!" And they all like cheering for him and patting him. And Adron's like, kind of, "Hey guys, hey, nice to see you, yeah." Renera starts to walk down the stairs to meet you guys here, and she says, "Well met, adventurers. I see that your quest was rather successful. You come bringing gifts. Adron, it's a pleasure to see you again." Adron looks down at her. "Hey, Renera," kind of tucks his tail between his legs. I'm sorry for the way I lashed out at you and reacted, and I know that you're just trying to make a better home for all of us here and teach us the way of peace, and I just want to say I'm sorry." And she looks at him and says, "Yeah, go on."
I interject real quick and say, and may I add, Renara, that we were just stuck in a mighty difficult situation, and well, this young man here behaved exceptionally. I've never seen such a well-raised, quick-thinking young dragon before. So obviously, his teacher did a fantastic job, and I would not be too harsh on our youth for sometimes thinking not as rationally as us battle-wounded veterans.
She nods and kind of smiles at that. She seems pleased, and she says, "Well, thank you for helping bring Adron back in his safe return." And Adron, I apologize as well. I understand that sometimes my lessons they can be quite redundant, and as Rampu has mentioned, you're very capable yourself and able to do anything that you put your mind to. And I understand that sometimes my teachings aren't the way and the road and path that you want to go down, and I'm just glad that you're happy and healthy, and I welcome you to stay here again for as long as you wish. And Adron would reply, first look over at you, Rampu, with like a little bit of a nod, and then look over at Runera, say, "I appreciate that, and I think I'd like that. It's nice to actually have a home and people to care for you and look out for you. I would like that, Runera." She kind of just gestures him, "Well, come on, you know where the stew is," and starts to point him up the stairs. And he goes on hopping up. He's like, "I'm famished. Our spark renders had me captured for a couple days now. Hasn't feeding me nothing but rats." And just goes up the stairs with a couple of the kobolds cheering him. Says, "So tell me everything. Tell me what happened." And he's like, "Oh, I kicked his ass, and it was crazy." And he's disappearing as the chatter is like kind of simmers down a bit. And Runera, she turns to you guys and says, "Hey, I cannot thank you all enough for helping bring Adron back here safely. And well, what happened with Sparkrender, or what happened exactly at the tower?"
Well, Rampu whispered sweet noises in Spark Render's ear. He didn't like that.
Yes, things got ugly. We were quite stealthy for as long as we could, but as soon as Spark Render awoke, he was not too happy to see us, and, well, violence quickly ensued, and we had to put him down, along with his cohorts.
Kind of looks a little solemnly at that. Says, "Sparkrender. Is he a blue dragon?"
That's right.
She kind of looks. "We've been hearing that Eldenmir's nephew was planning on coming back here. I haven't seen him myself, but..." She kind of, a tear rolls down her cheek. "It saddens me to hear of another death of a dragon here at Stormwreck Isle, but I shall not condemn you for that. I understand that your actions were obviously rooted in necessity.
Well, milady, I have more respect for our kind than I could ever put into words. But if I can give you a little bit of a sailor talk from someone who's been out in the waters for too long, that guy was a dick, and he deserved to die. So,
So, not sure he deserved to die, but I understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate you bringing Aedron back
I'll tell you
safely.
this, my lady, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when you're stuck in a situation with a dragon with the look that one had, and it's you or him, I would hope that you choose to take him out and not let it be you.
You're certainly
Why
right.
It's
is
very
also-
easy to preach nonviolence from the safety of your walled kingdom here, but when you send someone out like us to do a job for you, you're in the real world, and in the real world, sometimes you have to make tough decisions. So,
I completely understand.
apologize.
I think I told you guys last time we spoke. 100 years ago, um, his uncle, a blue dragon, tried to harness his own destructive magic here, and I had to lay him to waste, and I couldn't let him go on, and it hurts me dearly and deeply to think about that, but I understand where you came from and what you had to do. We just try to make this place a safe haven as much as possible. I couldn't imagine what would happen if he was left to his own machinations and to be able to do whatever he pleases. I think you all
Well,
did what you needed to do in the time being.
it seemed like his plan was to harbor young Adrian's energy and use it for some destructive nature. So, note that may have something to do with the dragons being led here. There's some kind of evil scheme going on, but it has to do with harnessing our power for destructive forces.
Well, we'll keep that in mind and keep watch out for future encounters that could possibly go along the same lines. Yes.
You don't know anything of a ritual that could bring on some sort of meteor, do you? As I kind of lay out the sketch of the thing that was in the middle.
That is something I kind of like looks over it all. I'm unaware of that. I'm not one really to wander about the astral sea and galaxies and things outside of our physical plane where we stand right now. But I mean, it makes sense. All sorts of cosmic conjunctions and events can harness different energies with the planet and strange events.
The name Toral was kind of being
Yes,
tossed around.
that is this planet that we stand on. Are you? I know your kind is a little not normally from here. Are you? I hate that prod or ask too many questions, but are you not from here?
No.
Interesting. Well, you are the first of the kind then that I've ever met not from this planet, and it's an honor.
Well, likewise. Especially to be in presence such of a beautiful gal like yourself, and I turn to Rampu, give him a wink, and he just hears in his mind, "It's on."
She looks at you guys and sees like this kind of going on, or some sort of situation going on. Not exactly understanding the underlying meaning of it, but she says, "Before I forget, Crick, I examined your egg a little bit more while you guys were out. And I've come to a couple of conclusions. One is that this dragon egg is certainly not native to the Sword Coast. I told you, it's unlike any other dragon egg I've seen before, but she looks back at Manto as she says this. And now that I think about it, I don't even think it's of this world.
May I? Do you by chance have it on you?
Of course, Crick asked me to keep watchful eye on it.
And I chime in. Oh, it's speaking of eggs, actually. Manto, I do have that lotion you told me to hold on for you for those lesions on your eggs. Do you want me to give it to you now or hold on to it for later? And then I say in my brain, yeah, it's all good.
My eggs? You mean the ones I eat for breakfast?
No, the one's down there.
Uh,
Your huevos, as they say.
oh, balls, as an adult would say.
Manto's got a vulva. Evolva.
That's right, I do.
Baldur's Gate.
I do have a vulva.
Oh, I love that car.
But as she pulls it on out,
You can
and
fit like 6 or 7 dudes in it.
at least, as she pulls the egg out to show it to you all again, she says, "This egg is no doubt valuable in one way or another, but determining its worth and its possible dangers, it'll require knowledge that is beyond me. Luckily for you all, I know someone in the city of Luskin, where the ship that'll be coming in a few days, she might know more of this egg, including where it came from and what exactly it means. Her name is Elena Sartell, and she's the captain of a ship called the Moon Dancer."
You said she's arriving here in a few days.
She's in Luskin.
Luskin.
Your guys' ship will be arriving in a few days. The one that's going to be taking you guys, the Western Wind.
Great.
I'm sorry, Runera. He's just not as good a listener as I am.
That's okay. Luskin it's only about.
Crick has entered the chat.
I just looked down a Crick. I'm like, you
And
can
I just like whisper to Langston and Manto, man, God damn it, Crick.
They call him Mr. Stereo Girl X3.
She says, as I've mentioned before, Luskin is only 3 days away by sea, and that merchant ship, the Western Wind, is set to arrive here in the next few days. As I mentioned before, you should be able to book passage on it, and she now takes the egg and looks at it one more time and hands it over to Crick. Take care of this egg, for I sense it connects to a great destiny. As she places it in your hand, she whispers to you, and to terrible peril.
And then I just look at Crick and I say, look, Crick, you're a mom now.
And I just smile and look at him and say, "Mothers are the most powerful things in the world." And then I look back at Runera and just give her another big smile.
and Langston and Rampu just hear him go, "Fuck, he's good."
You just hear Langston go, "What the fuck is happening?" He's just so active and it's like, what are we doing?
Langston's like, "I'm celibate. What the hell is going on here?"
Langston's just like, what?
He's like,
We're doing this over an egg, just to be clear. We're trying to, flirt over an egg.
That
Well
is
done, worse.
fair. It is my egg, and I'm just like petting it now.
Sure, it's great.
And she looks. Now, just as a thank you, of course, to you all. I know that you guys are going to be heading out of here in probably 3 days now. Our time together is limited. I just want to extend a thank you to you all for helping Adron and us here. You took care of the zombie problem and that curse and of course reestablished the connection with the Myconids for Tarek. Your presence here has been very, very welcoming, and we appreciate everything that you've done. I've had Tarek make a couple of more potions for you all to take on your journeys. She hands each one of you guys a individual potion, healing potion, so you guys can each take one for your inventory. And then she has in her hand as well, she has like this velvet cloth. You can see like a sphere underneath of it. She unravels the top of the velvet cloth and places a pearl on top of the cloth itself. You can see it shimmering. And she says, and kind of looks over at Rampu, Langston, and Crick for this. Says, and this may come in handy on your adventures. Sometimes the magic that flows through you and comes from the weave, it can die out over time, and be lessened and lessened after expending yourself throughout the day. This, if you focus your energy on, should give you at least one more go. She says, whoever wants to take this, please. This is a pearl of power.
Pearl of Viagra.
Oh. Same thing. It's not a blue. It's
So
not the blue one though. It's kind of white, opalescent.
Interesting.
And is it just one? You said it was just like one pearl?
Yes, it's a pearl
Okay.
of power.
Do you guys want me to be the pack mule and I can just disperse as needed?
If this, hold on.
I think you may just want to have it, Langston.
We can play it by ear. There might be dire situations. I have no problem, dispersing this as needed. I can hold on to it and then,
I definitely don't have you for it.
Well, I think as I'm rolling it through my hands, I think you really need to focus and understand this for it to work.
Oh.
And I think it's best that you hold on to it as well, Langston. I think for the sake of the crew, I think you would benefit, or we would benefit the most if it was in your hands.
Yes, this team would really benefit with this under your.
All right. I will keep it safe for us then and use it as needed. And I really need to focus on it to use it. You just see Langston has it in his hands and just wide eyes and just stares at it entirely too long. Just not fully understanding.
Crick just nodding like, yes.
little Crick-esque behavior. Just
Give
as he's just like,
the
okay.
Greg Day head nod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. With that, Runera says, the night is getting late. I'm sure you guys would like to get a meal before you get some rest for the evening. I'm here if you need to discuss anything else. Of course, you can find Tarek as well. And thank you guys again for everything. I'm really going to miss you when the time comes.
Hey, we still got a few days left. No need to think about Tapachas just yet.
I'll miss you more.
That's right. Perhaps this evening we can all have some dinner together. It's been a long, battlesome day, and I think group morale could use it.
You know what? I think that would be lovely. Come on, follow me up the steps. Let's get some of that stew.
Yay.
Lead you guys on
let's-
up there. Yep.
Get some of that stew.
I'm
It's
gonna drag you guys on in. All right.
It's been longer than 2 hours, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I imagine.
Yeah. You guys really the communication wouldn't have worked here, but I thought it was funny, so it's all good.
We still heard it.
Flavor.
Now, poopy.
As you guys walk on in here, you see Adron with 4 bowls empty, another one in front of his face. He's just slopping his head down in it, slurping down. You see one of the kobolds next to him, looking at him and says, "You look like you haven't eaten in a couple days." Adron looks over at him, like with this intense stare. Lets out a burp. You see sparks of lightning kind of crackle around it. And I'll go get you another one, Adron. Oh my god. You guys walk on in. Enjoy that shit. As he walks on out. And Runera and the rest of you guys come on in here. See Adron scarfing down some food, and you guys sit around him as well.
Well, I think we need to get Jake the Drake some food now. I think he's more than earned his like meal with us.
I mean, yeah, sure, but doesn't really need it.
No, does he not eat?
It's like an apparition.
I just like look at him and Draconic. I'm like, do you eat food? What do you do?
He looks at you, kind of slither his tongue out in your direction. Look, I just listened to my buddy here, Rampu. He's daddy. You guys, I only listen to you if Rampu tells me to. If he doesn't say nothing, you ain't daddy.
Ain't whaty? All right, you know what? Okay, all right. I was just curious. I'll just silently stare at my bowl and eat the stew.
Looks at you, simpleton in your food.
I love Jake.
So, Romero, nice weather we've been having, huh?
Yes, it's been quite nice.
I roll my eyes when he does that. So.
Here on an island, we have that beautiful weather all the time, and even the kobolds have been getting to make a song up as they go on and do their chores. They call themselves the Island Kobolds, and they're just trying to make it.
Yes, I have heard of the Island Kobolds, and they're quite good,
Yes.
actually.
They're gonna try pretty hard to make it.
They're just trying to make it.
They're doing a great job. I mean, their look isn't quite there yet, but if you
No,
look
and
at,
how do they stay so skinny and have those things and those horns on their head and still hold their head up? Is what I wonder. It's quite impressive.
I think it's called neck muscles, but I could be wrong with that.
It's all neck on those dragons.
spit into a bowl.
Yep, I'm just sitting there just spitting.
Hilarious. Runera is kind of just chimed in. So, I mean, we haven't had a real moment together where we could just, talk about, our lives, past, things that have happened to us. She kind of looks over the table at Langston. What's your story?
Oh boy. Guess it is kind of time we unpacked the nitty gritty. Do you want full in depth or just kind of highlighted cliff notes? I can do either. Would highlighted cliff notes be okay?
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
All right. Grew up underneath a father and a mother. Mother had a clothing shop. Father was very into a church that worshipped a deity of the unholy. He had running for head priest. Kind of threw my mother and I off to the winds. Mom couldn't take it. She pieced out, left me this lovely scarf here that now is kind of, I'm learning some holy magic. Father then took ropes, trying to get me involved in the church. Time to display magic power for me. When I went to show that I was, good to have his son, like if his son can do it, he's in the running. I created some light. He disowned me. And yeah. So kind of have just been trying to discover more about myself. That's what I was hoping to do here, and then start having the visions of darkness over the island. Booked a passage, Stormwrecked. I met these 4 gentlemen, and now Jake the Drake.
So you
So
were having visions of darkness over the island as well.
Yes, and when I heard of the ship to Stormwreck to Dragon's Rest, I figured, no time like the present. I think I've been putzing around long enough, trying to, find myself. Maybe I could find myself here.
Well, I'm no expert on interpreting dreams or anything like that, but perhaps the zombies that you all fought were that darkness and then the curse here. I feel like, you seem destined to come here, and I'm sorry that the road you had to take was fraught and very tough. You had to go against your father and leave your mother, but she kind of looks around at you guys here and looks out the door as one of the kobolds goes marching on by. It's really about the family that you choose and make along your own life's travels and adventures. Sometimes the family that we're born into, we're just not meant to fit with. And there is a place for you in this world and in this life. And sometimes you just have to find your way. And she looks at all you guys, and I'm certain that you are on that right path and you are finding your way.
I would absolutely agree. It's been eye-opening to be here, to clear up the visions, to feel like I'm actually making a difference, and not being berated for who I am as much. And I'll nudge Rampu for when he was always aggressive.
So what? Really, what? I wasn't listening.
No. All right, so you get the long version. No.
As she hears Langston's story, she's just kind of briefly does anyone else want to share? I won't poke or pry, of course, but I'm open, all ears, if anyone feels like sharing. Again, no pressure at all.
Oh, I guess if we're getting to know each other here, since we know you, when I was a young boy, my father, he took me into the city. No, I'm just kidding. No, my family and I was quite young, and I don't really remember, but I do know that we were fleeing our planet and escaped on a meteor, which landed in Neverwinter. My parents unfortunately did not survive the crash, and that left me to kind of, grow up and be a man and self. And I started out by, pickpocketing, stealing, getting in with some bad groups, local thieves guild. And actually, it's part of what brought me here. I started to get kind of boring or bored with the local task that my guild wanted out of me, and I was in search of a larger prize. And that prize, well, at least I thought was here. And after doing some little intel, that maybe this lifestyle or path isn't the most ethical, especially now that I have a family. I was doing it to kind of survive, as I didn't have any sort of skills aside from that, or again, a family, and now I have these guys. So I've kind of changed my ways. It's only been about 24 hours, but a start, I guess.
She smiles as you describe this. Well,
And then as he says this, I distinctly recall him storming downstairs as we're killing the dragon to steal everything. Yes, yes, totally.
Really, because if I recall, I didn't steal anything. I was actually down
I didn't
there.
say it out loud. I just think it, so you get it out of my head. You can't respond.
Yeah, but we have a telepathic connection.
No, you don't.
No, it broke.
It's gone.
Over.
It's gone.
It's oval.
It's gone.
So you shush.
Damn.
Oh,
Come on.
hilarious.
Extend the 2 hours.
I already did.
Oh, that's not fair.
One more. One more.
So Runera looks at you as you say this, kind of gives the same spiel about,
That's why I have mommy issues. What?
about families, and again opens the floor for any other discussion. Sees that maybe you guys, if you want to discuss anything, you fully can, but if not, all good.
Well, in all seriousness,
Oh, he's talking. So.
Anto, you and I have a little in common. For I also was sent away from my homeland
Wait,
at a
where are you
very
from?
young age. To be honest, I don't know. I've never been there. I was a baby when I was sent away. All I know is that my mother was a majestic dragon. Biggest, baddest in all the land, and my father was a horny halfling. I don't know what he did, but somehow he made this majestic dragon fall in love with him. I believe legends say that his last name was Chattington. And together...
Appropriate
believe
time
it.
for that to drop.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
And well, I was transported at a young age, and all I know is my mission was protecting my new land. And I grew up mostly alone in the woods, which is kind of how I became a ranger. And I worked to learn all kinds of lands. But I ended up falling in love with the coast, where I ended up finding a crew, and, eventually I was hired to hunt and kill dangerous beasts that harm the lands. That's kind of what I do to survive, and that's when you met me.
Do you ever have plans to go back home?
And I just go back to that vision in my head. Yeah! My dream is to fly with the dragons once again, my friend. The dragons from my land. I don't know much about my beginnings, but I just can picture vividly what it feels like to fly with them, and I hope to one day find that feeling again. One day.
If your mom was so majestic, does Romero know who she is?
She looks over. It's a possibility. You from the coast?
I told you, I don't really know much where I'm from.
Understand.
You don't know your mom's name?
Don't.
Nope.
Try not to.
At least he knows his dad's name.
Wilmore. Maybe. She kind of
Fillmore.
looks over at you, Rampu, and then kind of says, "It seems like you all are connected by a similar thread. Families lost, abandoned, gone on your own journeys, paths, all trying to find a home. And I don't think it's any coincidence that the four of you all ended up on the same ship together, wrecking, the only ones to survive, and then end up here and root out all of the evil that has shrouded over this island for the last few decades." She says
I
that.
agree, Malay. I had the same thought earlier.
You are quite wise. And she looks over at Crick. I don't want to prod, but you've been quite quiet.
Well, the problem is, us rock gnomes, we live for so long, and sometimes memories, they deteriorate, but I'll never forget my dad, the #1 captain on the Sea of the Moving Ice, Captain Felbin. Oh, we used to take our ship, the Hammer of Brow. Oh, she was a beaut. She was curved. She had very beautiful sails, and she was manned by many men. She reminds me of you. I look at Renera. A lady I would never forget.
Damn, he's got Riz.
I imagine me and Rampu just look at each other, we're like, oh, fuck.
And then
What?
we
I'm just like,
spent,
tag out, boys. He's got it.
We spent years on that sea of moving ice. Every year was different. The ice moved, and we went through it. He was always muttering to find something to get home. But then there was that night. The night where I lost my captain. And at that, he just kind of shuts down and just starts eating his soup again.
Just kind of looks a little somber as you tell this story. Then looks over at, like, beside you, I'd imagine sitting like on the velvet padding is the egg. And as you tell this story, she looks at that and kind of gives a slight nod and says, I think your captain would be very proud of you.
I know he would.
I say, as a captain, I agree, Crick. And it takes one to know one.
Thank you, number 3.
She lifts up a mug and says,
I think to myself, that's higher than 4.
It's like, wait, I thought you were number 2. Did you go down one?
She lifts up a mug and says, I'm sorry, do you guys have a group name that I can call you by?
Well, to be honest, up until today, I don't know if that we necessarily were one. It was just more of a random crew of people, but I think after the killing that bastard, that just made it official.
How about we,
What should we be?
sleep on it, perhaps? And for now, she raises a glass to you all, the brave adventurers of Stormwreck Isle.
Aye, aye.
Put a little ring to it.
Aye, aye. She
Raise my glass.
cheers to you guys, takes down the drink a little bit, and looks out to see the sun fully set out the window now. The twilight.
I say, how about the Stormbreakers? That's a badass. I'll take a gulp.
It's kind of fun.
Well, it is. We did slay a couple dragons. Maybe we'll slay another. And I look at Renera.
It's like,
Greg chokes on his ale.
you rock gnomes have a way
Jesus
with
Christ.
words. You certainly do not mix them up. She looks out the door, and as she does, you guys can. Her eyes go wide for a moment as you see another dazzling display of lights flying out from the sky, just over the horizon, far, far in the distance. She's like, strange. Twice in the last week.
Twice in the last week.
Yes, you
I know that feeling.
remember the dazzling display of lights that you all saw on your journey back the other day. Seems like there's more out here currently, but let's not worry about this right now. We've had a great night, great discussion. Well, we all get some rest, and we call it an evening.
You ever wonder what 4 hands can do?
All right. That's enough. Get off that.
Crick pipes up. I wonder that all the time.
You guys are weird. I'm out of here.
She's like,
I know which room I'm
Says-
sleeping in tonight.
I know
Let's
exactly.
go, Jake.
Goro is one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat.
Did he have 6 arms?
My
Maybe.
arm
Yeah, I think he
kinda
did.
No. Goro had 4. Kintaro had
Yep,
6.
that's it. I was like,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
that's-
there's like,
Mortal Kombat.
That's
Just like whatever.
All right. As you all make your way back to each one of your rooms individually, belly full of stew and ale, hearts full from conversation and taking care of all the issues here at Stormwreck Isle and Dragon's Rest, you guys are feeling very inspired and empowered as you guys get to sleep and you level up to level 4, and we'll call it.
Yay! Since I don't
I
go
will
to
say-
sleep, I imagine, like, I know where Renera sleeps, so, like, I'm outside of, like,
You don't
our
know where
room.
she sleeps, actually. That's
Fuck.
actually a thing in the story, is that you don't know where she
No.
sleeps.
Well, it's
I
all-
swear to
I
God.
I imagine I'm outside the
These
room, and
motherfuckers.
I'm like practicing to myself. Hey, you up?
Oh God.
Incredible.
Hey,
Well,
you
that's
up?
what we're gonna call it a night, guys. Before we
Chris
get any
is
further.
dreaming about a cricket banging a dragon.
Oh my god. Just
And that is how I met
crack.
your mother.
Incredible. Wonderful game,
All right,
guys.
good night,
Great job.
everybody.
Yep.
Have a great-
Anything before we close out? Anyone want to say anything? Level
Level
4,
four,
so
health.
we'll take a feat or an ability
do
score improvement. I think 3. I think just Carlos needs to decide essentially what you feel like doing, but I can shoot you some ideas if you need it for feats. If not, all good. We'll handle it. I think that's
no
it.
feed on the internet.
No feed on the internet, not for free at least.
That's right.
That's right.
Gotta pay
Okay.
for those.
And follow my OnlyFans.
Only feats.
Crick 69.
Only feats.
All right.
6'9".
Have a good night, guys, and look out for those goblins under the stairs. Catch you next time.
Later, gators. Bye.
Oh, you know,